Now, are there experiences people have had that they interpret as negative? Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you something, and people don't like to hear this, but in a major trauma case, if a child comes in, and there's no time for anesthesia, and I have to put a chest tube in the chest wall of that child, I must look like the most horrible monster and devil that ever lived. My motive is to save that child. My motive is to help that child. But to anyone seeing it who would just walk in from another planet or off the street, they go, what is that monstrous doctor? What are they doing?
What's he doing to that
and
life?
my motive is that I've got 5 minutes or less to save that child's life. And so all I'm saying is that the sort of
it's a matter
anthropocentric perspective, and it is a matter of perspective. I think that's why I prefer to be cautious, cautiously optimistic, put out a positive view on how we should be interacting with this thing. It is not irresponsible. I am not insidious. And I think that these sort of characterizations are highly offensive, as I have never attacked you folks publicly. I found I was attacked on your blog today. It was unfortunate. But my perspective, I want to be very clear.
No, your philosophy was attacked. You were not attacked.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Actually, you were complimented.
But I just have to say that is why we're wanting to be cautious, because it is so easy for humans. I mean, look what happened after 9/11. I mean, it is so easy for humans to take shreds of information and then go on a war footing or go on a conflict footing.
We agree with
and this is the inherent danger. This is the inherent danger of some of the things that you're saying. It can shove humanity. Okay, and there's one thing that, to have a private conversation about speculating about the motives and the agendas of the aliens, but when you start talking to the people of the planet about this, and you start putting out and positing that there are these, and to use your word in the polarity, negative and this and that, this would throw the planet into, and it would also throw the planet completely into the camp of Majestic, who for years has been trying to, and has also taken presidents aside like Reagan, and tried to convince them of exactly the argument you're making, so that he would spend hundreds of billions of dollars on SDI. And I think this gets into serious policy issues. Okay, and I think I have responsibilities here that you're not aware of. So to say I'm irresponsible, you don't know what my responsibilities are. Yes, but your metaphor is, again, an anthropocentric projection onto something that I think is non-applicable. And I think that in addition to that, I keep coming back to this, not only my personal experience, but the experience of hundreds of people, thousands of people that we have had involved with our diplomatic contact programs, have not had any of these sort of experiences that would lend us to believe that there are civilizations that are hostile to the earth and to humanity. On the other hand, I have had many sources describe to me the program life forms, the military involvement with hoaxing abductions, a false flag operation to create an alien threat that we can unite against. So I have to go on the knowledge and the experience I have, and it isn't just observing something at afar, because we've actually had contact, and we've actually have more information than something just floating up above the island. So the analogy breaks down very quickly, and even if there was this potential for one or more of these planetary civilizations to be of concern to us, my answer would still be the same. There needs to be engagement. There needs to be a diplomatic détente. There needs to be a rapprochement. There needs to be an enlightened approach to this, where we really move out of a sort of duality that leads to conflict on Earth. I think that regardless of what your assessment of the agenda, the path of wisdom and safety is that. No, I would actually, I would challenge you to look at Hollywood, the UFO community, the books and videos that are out on this subject. They are overwhelmingly negative and terrifying. And I think that this is one of the problems, is that I think that one of the problems is that we have to look at this with a long view. And the long view as I see it, and this is all I can do is go by my own moral compass and what I think is right. I don't think I'm irresponsible, I don't think I'm simplistic and all these sort of characterizations. I think that I have a responsibility to help articulate a path forward that is wise and that does not redound to further fear and panic and negativity on this planet, but that moves us forward in a positive way and that can lead to what I am certain will be the future for this planet. And that's one of not only world peace, but universal peace, and a wholly, completely new, transformative civilization on this planet that isn't thousands of years off or even decades off now. I think it's very, very near. And so I think that that's what I wish to articulate. And there's no simplicity to it. It's actually a rather complex concept. And it's also a way of engaging spiritually. I want to share a dream I had. I don't share this very often, but back when my friend Sherry and I and another member of my team all got metastatic cancer at the same month, and we were all going to die. She died. But she was still alive. And Bill Colby had died, been killed, trying to help us just before this. And it was a terrible time, actually, for me. And I had a dream, and of course, I'm human. I was angry, I was mad as hell at what was happening to us. And I had a dream, I think I was in England doing some crop circle work. And in the dream, there were these giant lions that were stalking me. And they were going to try to kill me. And it's funny because Dr. Tom Beard talks about the lions of this cabal. And I'd never heard him use that term at the time I had the dream, but here were these huge lions, and they were stalking me and they were going to kill me. And it was this lucid, full-color dream. And I didn't run. I didn't get angry. I didn't have hate in my heart. I opened my heart and went to a place of universal love and consciousness, and I engaged each lion in their eyes. And we were doing this, following each other around. And eventually, they became so engaged with that energy that even though they had huge claws and fangs, they actually flipped over on their back. And I was petting them like this, like they were big pussycats. And we, had become completely diffused that situation. I use that as an analogy of a sort of an aikido, spiritually, of the engagement I'm endeavoring in, both with the public, with Majestic, with the visitors. And that's what I'm doing.